Power of acceptance. I remember a very famous quote which says, acceptance is not resignation, failure, or agreement. It's simply telling the truth and allowing things to be as they are. Hi, my name is Vijay and I'm a trainer, coach, and an author. Earlier, I have spoke about the ACE concept of how we can handle these challenging times. The first piece of this puzzle was acceptance, power of acceptance. Over here, let's try to understand and learn how can we accept a situation in which we are. A simple formula which, as I promised I will give you, is called as rule. Before we getting into the concept, if you find value in this, please share and subscribe to the channel and look ahead for a further lot of content that's going to come on this. The formula rule R starts with recognize. It is important when in the journey of acceptance that we recognize how are we feeling. Fortunately or unfortunately, the way most of us are brought up is something like this, where we do not really look so much into our own self, which do not think so much about how we feel at any moment. Imagine a situation when you really wanted to cry and somebody would come and tell you, are you a baby? Are you a baby, like you're going to cry like a baby? And suddenly you think, oh, it's only babies who cry, and you crush that emotion or you just hide that emotion. It's going to come back some other time. It's important in difficult times that we recognize how are you feeling at this time? What is it that's going through? Are you worried? Are you scared? Are you annoyed? What is it that is happening? Because if you know what you are feeling, you have better chances to work towards it. To accept something, the first thing, the R, is recognize the situation which you are in. Recognize the emotions that you are facing. Recognize the problems that you have around. Recognize the current situation which you are in. Now that's important. U stands for understanding. Once you recognized what the situation you are in, try to understand why is this a situation and why are you in this situation. Not just because of the pandemic, but in general, in life, whenever you are in a situation, you need to understand what is the pattern. Why is this happening like that? Why am I feeling like this? What are the actions that I'm supposed to take? Understand it thoroughly. If you understand, you would be in a better place to accept it. So understand the situation in which you are in. L stands for let it out. It's okay. Don't stick yourself to those hard and tougher emotions or tougher situations which you are there. Let it go. Things happen. You do not have a control on what has happened till now or what has happened earlier. But you definitely have some control on what can happen tomorrow. So make yourself, build yourself, work on yourself towards that, which will help you to take you to a places that you really want to be. So you need to let it out. You don't need to hold on to the difficult times. You don't need to just keep thinking about, okay, this is what happened, this is where we are in. Fine, this is what happened. We recognized, we understand, and we let it out. And then we see how we need to move ahead. E stands for embrace. See, it's very important to understand this is what is there around. If I do not take it, then how does it work? You will only have trauma in your head for not accepting the entire stuff. So embrace whatever it is there. Two things should happen. Only two possibilities are there when you embrace the situation. Number one is you will work towards changing it, or you will learn to live with it. That's all possible. End of the day, even in these pandemic situations, in tough situations which you are in there, you are living with it, right? Though you might have a struggle that, oh, I don't want to it, but still I live it. Now that's a struggle. Or you want to change something, then you work towards it. There are multiple ways. I know a lot of people who lost their jobs, who lost their livelihood. They have a choice to live with it or to change. When they say change, they start working on different things, they start learning different things, they start exploring different things. In these tough times, what is needed is to be there. You need to be alive. That's all what is important. And then you would start working on. So the first step, which I said, power of acceptance, is super important. The moment you accept a situation, you are clear. You would achieve that level of clarity in your mind where you know, okay, this is the situation where I am in and I have these two choices. Should I live with it or should I change? I'm not saying everybody should work towards changing or everybody should live with it. You know your situations, you know your life. You are the best person to make the decision. Look at it carefully and see what do you need to do. Do you need to change? Then work towards changing it. Do you want to live with it? Then live with it peacefully. Don't need to have a struggle living with it, hoping that if this changes. If you want to change, change it. If you want to live, live with it. But this should be very clear in your mind. Power of acceptance is superpower. Learn how to be there and follow the rule that we have learned just now. I hope this content would have helped you. Hope you would have learned something, and look for the other parts of the ACE concept which I was talking about, which is power of collaboration and power of execution, in the further videos that's going to come. Stay happy and stay blessed.